So you were probably like 24, 25 out there, Allen Hancock. Then you go to Northridge to focus on the video production stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, you're in like your mid 20s. You go there for a couple years, get a bachelor's in the video shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long after you had your bachelor's in the video stuff were you, this isn't for me? Like, how long did that take you to figure out that the butt kissing and being an agent, like, you didn't like it?
I think I figured it out when I worked at this commercial production company.
What city?
I was in Marina Del Rey. It's like right by like Santa Monica, kind of. Like it's a little bit north of Santa Monica. It's off the 10, coming off the 405. If you know where that's at, it's a horrible fucking intersection. It's the worst place in the world on the freeway.
Why?
It's just slow motion. Like I lived in the valley. I lived next to Northridge in a spot called Winnetka, and it was 12 and a half miles to work. And I left home at 6 in the morning, and it took me an hour 15 to get that 12 miles, and then I would work all day, and then it would take me an hour 15 to drive that 12 miles back. Fuck that.
What was your job title?
Associate producer. I was a low level associate, just meaning like you're connected to this as a producer. But
Were you making like money, or were they paying you with like peanuts?
I was an intern for a long time, and then like making very little money, and making like $20 an hour maybe. Like it depends on what you were doing. Like
okay.
I would drive a whole lot and pick up equipment and drop it off somewhere else, and at that time I'm making like minimum wage and making gas. And then if I represented the company as a producer, you would go there and you would get things signed. During that time, I would make $20-$25 an hour, and you shake hands and stuff, and you and drop off business cards, and then you'd leave.
So you got a bachelor's in that, but it was more like you were kind of just driving and doing like personal assistant stuff. Like you weren't making movies how you wanted to.
Oh yeah, certainly wasn't holding the camera making a commercial for Toyota. Like
and that's what you wanted.
Partially, yeah. Like to get that kind of stuff going feels like you're an artist almost. Like we even being like a grip where you're setting up a stage for a Wiener Schnitzel commercial, you kind of feel like you're making art, even though you're still turning a wrench. And being a producer is kind of a weird thing. You're a schmoozer rather than an artist or a worker. You have to be someone they remember their name and you remember their name. Like that job is why I remember names really well, because I actually had to work on remembering people's names and shaking their hands. And next time you see them, you say their name and you make sure that they know yours.
And this is because someone else is telling you to do all this.
Yeah.